Welcome to Resilient Love Podcast.
Join hosts Quinton and Breonna as they discuss tips on love, life, and
business.
Let's get into this next episode. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
We're back with another episode of Resilient Love. So, we're so giddy and happy because as the intro was playing, we were trying to get our petty on, which is actually going to be our topic on today. But before we get to that, let's do our rate your day. So, Q, rate your day.
7.
I say 8. 8 because it was great. I did lose 2 points, obviously, but the 2 points are just, like a free throw. It's all right. We'll get the points back later. All right. So we want you guys to comment below right now. How would you rate your day? Whenever you're watching this, whether it's rating your night, rating your day, rating your weekend.
Well, why is your day at 8?
Oh. Well, you cut into why.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm gonna answer his question. So the reason why I say 8 is because, as an educator, you have those days where all the kids are on task, and you have those days where everybody's everywhere. So anyway, I had a successful class, but I also had the class that was kind of everywhere. So that's why I said today was an 8.
Guess it's my turn.
Yes. Tell the people why you gave a 7.
So it's 7. It was an 8. It went down to 7. It was a fairly good day. And just added work responsibility kind of went down to a 7 because it's something I really don't want to do. But nevertheless, I'm trying to move past it and find the pros in it somewhere.
Over the rainbow.
Yeah, searching high and low.
So what about you guys? When you talk about rating your day, let us know why. That's a good point. Why you gave that rating. So we can chat in the comments with you guys. All right. So with that being said, we're going to get into our next segment, which is
Be petty, be happy.
Actually, it's called Question of the Day.
Oh.
All right. So with the question of the day, Quinton, what question do you want to ask me and what you want to ask the audience?
Okay. What's your biggest, if I could just do this one thing, I'll feel so much better. That one thing to push the wheels forward. Like, what's that one thing that you haven't been able to do to get you in a better place?
It's something that I've actually thought about, just taking time to think. It's kind of very interesting to say it that way, but when you're just, doing your daily activities, do you really carve out time to just think, process your day? Like we say at work, debrief, right? Just taking that time. Like literally, I feel like for me, having that thinking time and that breathing room is going to help put me in a better spot. But what about you?
Mine would be getting back to my schedule. Of course, this beginning of the year was a challenge with loss, and that kind of just, I found, it just threw my flow off. I had my calendars, I was really staying on target, but it's like it's been wavering. So trying to get back into the boat and sail on a schedule
Good analogy. So when you guys think about the question of the day, what is that thing for you that will help you get back on track? For me, the question I have is, what is an outing that you want to go on?
No limits.
No limits.
Miami.
I am just loving Tennessee. I want to go to Tennessee, Nashville to be specific. If anybody's listening and you live in the Nashville area, please send us a message, a DM, email us. Like, I just want to go to Nashville, but I want to have a full Nashville experience. Like, I want to be able to go to this place and that place, have a strategic plan. Even though it's for fun, I want to have a plan so I can know where to go, where to stay, activities. Like, that's me. I'm the itinerary one. I am the itinerary one. He's just a traveler.
Yeah.
If y'all remember Mary Kay and Ashley, that's where that came from. I am the cute one. She's just my sister. Untrue. Anyway. All right. So that's our question of the day and rate your day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that segment. Now let's get into our first topic. Our first topic for this episode is really dealing with grief. Going through the grief, going through the process of loss. Now, loss can be seen or felt or even experienced without the loss of a loved one. You can lose your identity. You can lose out on an opportunity. You can even lose a relationship. So when you think about loss and the process of loss, I wanted Q to start this segment or this topic. What are your thoughts on grief? What are your thoughts on loss? And just how has that impacted you this year?
Well, the fact that the realization that loss is going to happen, it's inevitable. And not just in death. Most people automatically think death, but even in business and finances, you have to lose to gain.
Sometimes you gotta lose to win again.
But I will say, particularly in death, for me, losing a brother was not quite the same. I would say what I'm learning is definitely not over. What I'm learning is that grief has its almost like its own individuality based on the person. So basically what I mean is no person can say, well, in 3 months you should be over it, or 3 months you should be fine. That's simply not the case. Anything can revert your mind back to old times or old memories. So it's gonna always be there. As time go on, it should and get easier. As long, especially when you have a support system. But I think it has its own individuality and how we deal with grief, but even how we deal with loss beyond death, business, finances, relationships.
I had a moment recently where I was thinking about one of my sorority sisters. I am a member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. And I was thinking about one of my sorors who is a triumphant soror now, which means she has went into the heavenlies as one of the doves. But I thought about her and just her compassion, her charisma, her overall leadership. And it brought tears to my eyes because that person is not here. And it's so random because I saw a post on social media, and you know how you get your memory posts, and it was me thanking her for just an awesome first year experience of a Zeta conference and being around all the sorors and et cetera, et cetera. And it just really reminded me of leaving a lasting legacy. So even in your loss, what are they left with? You know, because at the end of the day, there is a time and place for everything under the heavens. That's the Bible. So at the end of the day, what is your legacy? What is that thing? What is that lasting memory, right? That person has. And I can tell you the truth. My lasting memory of her is just compassion, consideration, and just overall charisma. Like that lady could work a room. And sometimes I feel like I'm, working the room and I think about her, and so that's my moment of sharing. How do you deal with loss? What type of loss have you experienced? Because loss happens in different ways, as Quinton was saying. So that was a personal loss, if you will, because of death. But when you think about loss in business partnerships or finances, I've experienced loss in my business as far as like shifting in clientele, shifting in financial structures. So I can say as well, it hit me because I put a lot of heart in my business. Anybody that knows me, I put heart in what I do. And so it wasn't just a business transaction loss. Like, you know how you lose $5 trying to get them back double? But a real loss. Like, I really enjoy working with this person, but unfortunately, we had to part ways for whatever those reasons may be, so.
Yeah. I also just say, even in loss, you can gain.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen more gains. I could say I've seen more gains financially, educationally,
Mm-hmm.
certification wise, just
Yep.
building character.
Cuban stepping up.
So even just behind the scenes, everything is not a social media post. So I've gained more in the first quarter. Lost a lot, was a big loss,
Mm-hmm.
but it was kind of overcompensated on the back end.
Mm-hmm.
It can never be replaced. But those things that I was able to accomplish kind of helped work through, not just like a busy grief,
Right.
but just staying preoccupied, not to forget, but to just be moving. Like if you sit too long, your mind just wanders.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll just say that, wrap that part up. I'll just say, even in loss, there's big gains.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's just knowledge and wisdom to carry to the next level.
Yeah. So I like that. That's good. Wisdom can be gained even in a loss. All right. So we're going to switch gears a little bit. We're going to pep it up. And Quinton and I was talking about this prior to coming on, and some people may get a little side eye when they saw the title, but be petty and be happy. I mean, it's a funny title, but it has a purpose. So, be petty and be happy. Why are we going there now? Well, an issue occurred where I guess you could say, business owner made a reference to something that because they were talking to both of us, that we thought was handled. And so, you know how you can be professionally petty? Well, we low key.
She's
We low key took a hit. But Quinton, what you want to say to it?
No, it's just about respectful communication.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I am Quinton the trash man or Quinton the senator, I expect the same respect.
Mm-hmm.
Don't disrespect me, especially in a text message.
Mm-hmm.
And aggressive. So I, when money is involved, this is a transaction. We are partners.
Right.
We are business partners.
Mm-hmm.
You provide something for me, I pay you a monthly fee.
Case closed.
A hefty monthly fee at that. So I don't pay you a hefty fee to insult me, disrespect me, or harass.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have nothing else to do in my life. So I'm probably more petty. I'll just be honest, more petty.
So everybody, if you got a significant other, who's the petty one? Because let's be real, even in friendship, you got that friend that's, I like to call it extra. They just extra. They go above and beyond when it's time to take care of business or correct a situation. And I'm putting quotations because sometimes it's not corrected in the best manner. So anyway, petty but be happy, or be happy and be petty, is just our fun way of saying whatever you're going to do it full out.
Thank God I had quite a few ounces of good raisin, because could have went another way.
Whatever you're going to do, whatever your response is, hold on to that. Yeah. Because a lot of times we choose, as we're saying, the petty route. Mm-hmm. And when you meet your match, or a person that's willing to go tit for tat with you, you get offended. So understanding the door that you're opening, that's my point. Understand, if you choosing to be petty, be happy no matter the outcome of the response. Okay? Kinda just like today.
Kind of like when, back in the day, school, joke, the guy that might be sitting in the corner, he don't never say nothing. But when he come out with the jokes, he busted, like he coming out the gate with them. And nobody expected, but see, they were being petty, joking, but they didn't think he had any ammunition.
They didn't think he had a comeback. Yeah. And that's another thing. A lot of times when people try you, they're testing to see what level, where you at, what's the playing field we're on. And just like Quinn's example, there are some people who they see you, but they don't know what's inside of you. They see you, but they don't know what you're carrying. So we are just sharing a fun little way of reminding everybody to watch what you say and how you say it to people.
How was your response? I mean, I'll go first. My response was very stern. It wasn't nasty. I initially got on the phone to be very petty and nasty, because it was like, I'm finna give you back what you gave, but something, I don't know, conviction.
Well, for me, it was because the person came out the gate without even greeting me. They just said, you know how people call you and say, we're calling about your car's warranty. They just come out the gate, no good morning, good afternoon. Just, we're calling about blah, blah, blah.
Is this even you?
That, right. So that wasn't the case in this scenario, but I just want to give you an example. So anyway, my response back to this particular business entity was, good morning. Because I feel like, let's get back on track here, because you came out the gate, you did not acknowledge me in the text. You were just texting a number. You don't even know if it was the correct number. You just threw it out there. So anyway, I said, good morning. I said, in reference to the item in question, that situation was handled by my husband. But if there is a discrepancy, I do not have a solution at this time. That's all I can say.
But
And I got a text back that said, "Thank you. The problem has been resolved." Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because, I really could have been nasty.
Well, my initial thoughts was, I'm from the old school. I was raised by older people. So I will come see you. I'm not gonna keep going back and forth with that text, and that ain't my ministry. I'm coming to see you face to face. Shield, mask, COVID, and all. I'm coming to see you.
see, petty, happy, petty, happy. So you see where
wait. I ain't that bad now. So,
you see where the title came from now.
But you got to push
me. Be petty and be happy.
You push me, you gonna get petty.
And I feel like everybody has that point. But see, the reason why we said be petty, be happy is there's always a repercussion. Mm-hmm. So whatever the outcome is, that goes back to our initial point, whatever the outcome is with your response actually determines the outcome of the situation. Because Quinton and I handled the situation professionally and respectfully, the problem was resolved. But there are people who would have been petty and still been happy the rest of their day.
I know people that would drive in the office, not in the parking lot, in the office.
Like, straight in.
So.
But yeah, so that was just a fun little topic because that really tested us. But we thought about being petty. I'm going to be real. But we chose the latter, which is be happy. So today, as you're listening to this podcast, we want you to think about moments where you could have been petty, but you chose to just be happy. Because stooping down to the petty level could go one of two ways. It could get the outcome you want, or it could not. But me and Quinton chose to be happy. And that's what we hope that you guys choose today. Choose to be happy. Don't even choose to be petty. Choose to be happy.
Well, we were still petty. We had one ounce. There's a such thing as professional petty.
Okay, yeah, there is, but
we still we did it right.
We had to choose.
Yeah, we had to choose.
And we chose to be happy.
God chose. I didn't choose that because that was not me. Yep. I was supposed to, yeah.
So, that's the topic.
But just for disclaimers, Breonna can be very petty too. Yes. It's always the ones that make that face. But anyway, we won't get on that topic today.
Be happy. Okay, so so our last topic, guys, is just talking about what, babe?
What does the bounce back look like? So, a lot's happened in this just almost 4 months. Mm-hmm. Almost 4 months into the year, a lot has happened. We got a lot. Personally, we got a lot. Spiritually, world, we turn on the news, it's going all over the place. We go to the gas pump, it's all over the place. Like dealing with the woes of life. Mm-hmm. So I think that the bounce back is very crucial because I think if you could get it right and first of all, if you can get your mindset right in the first quarter, the rest will be a breeze. Even though it may have rocky patches, it will still be a breeze beyond what it could have been.
Right.
So, like the other day when we were talking, I was like, the goal is not to keep saying gas is too high. The goal is, what can I do that I don't even feel the gas price.
And changing your language. I think bouncing back, we got comfortable there. Bouncing back is literally like High School Musical. Get your head in the game. get your mindset right.
Okay.
Bouncing back from, I guess I'm bouncing to something else.
Nah.
Okay, go
High School
ahead.
Musical is good. When I think back is, especially I'm a movie head. I always think about Pursuit of Happiness. That's my movie. I could watch it 1,000 times.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Let us know in the comments. What's your movie?
Type of resilience.
We are resilient, love.
Like when you sleep on the floor, you want it.
Bad.
And you're going to get it. That's the thing. You're going to get it. May not look like it, but you're going to get it.
And I think that's an awesome segue, because when you think about bouncing back, there has to be a level of resilience in the bounce back. There has to be a level of determination in the bounce back. So that's the thing we want to know from you guys. Where is your head at for 2022? Have you truly bounced back from 2020? Yes, I went 2 years back. Yeah, I said it correct. It was not a mistake. Have you truly bounced back from 2020? We are 2 years after a global pandemic. And granted, I said the word after all of my English majors. But actually, we're still currently in the residue of what's still kind of lingering. People are still getting COVID.
Well, I think we are in the next dimension of the pandemic.
Okay, so the phase.
Yeah, we're far from over. This one has a more social, economic. I think this one's gonna be more social, economic, because right now, if you don't have it, you out. You can't go anywhere. I mean, this gas is just food prices. Like, it's putting people in a different. In the pandemic during 2020, it was like overflow. Stimulus. Prices were low in gas. Prices were low in food.
Yeah. We couldn't go nowhere.
So did we stock up
in the famine?
Right. Because just because one famine, it looks like it's leaving, don't mean the next one ain't right around the corner. So,
and when I say famine, I mean, were you stocking up at the time where there was no need to spend the extra? That's the question. Because if you had a stock up, you could really bounce back. But
if you, I mean,
break it down.
We had the lobster jokes all of 2020. Stimmies and lobsters. Crabs didn't have a chance. So
seafood didn't have a chance.
So, I think that this one is going to separate those on a different wavelength of the mindset. Like right now, you have to be conservative. You can't buy out of emotion. You can't just act out of emotion. Well, I want it because I see it. No, you can't. Okay, but what can you do that you won't feel the impact? That's my main point. What is it something you can do? Maybe you could sew. That's a trade that's forever needed. What is it that you can do? What can your hands do? What can your mind do? So that you won't feel the impact like some.
For sure. And, feeling the impact should push you to get your bounce back. And the impact, as in what's happening around us, should be motivation, number one, to put your trust in God. First and foremost, because people are fickle, people keep changing. So your bounce back, first of all, need to bounce back into prayer. Bounce back into the Bible. Bounce back into fellowship. Even if it's virtual fellowship. Bounce back into what's going to help you be a well-rounded individual, as in the person. Get you right? Because mental health or mental illnesses and issues are on a rise. Mm-hmm. So bounce back to who you are, what you like to do, all of that. Then bounce back in your business.
Because it's more than money. Health is wealth, as I've heard plenty of times, and especially reiterated just this past weekend. Mm-hmm. Health is wealth.
For sure.
A rich person can still cross over to. No matter how much money you got, you can't buy space on this earth.
Come on.
So, rich or poor, time waits for none of us. Like, use it wisely and make the best of it. And that goes into the bounce back of bouncing back to some of the stuff we used to do. Like, we really just recalibrated our minds to go back for a moment and say, we don't travel like we used to. We don't do some of the stuff we used to do. Mm-hmm. You know, you have to get real raw and honest with yourself and say, we used to do more before we were married. Now that we're married, you can't fall into just the woes where you forget your spouse. Like, what can we do? What creative plans can we make? You know, mm-hmm. And everything ain't got to be on a flight. Everything ain't got to be out of town. I mean, we could do stuff in the house. We could do stuff. It's one trip I remember we took. Where did we go? We went to that lake place. It was just a random Sunday or something. We just
what? Newberg?
Cliff
on the news?
Yeah, we were just.
Oh yeah.
We were one with nature. But, you know, it was a fun experience. It was something different.
So bouncing back in all areas of your life is what we're saying. Because 2020 put us on the sidelines. And now that we're back on the court, we got to get our head in the game. We got to be strategic. And we got to play to win. And winning looks like being the best version of yourself. Winning looks like achieving some personal goals, whether it's spending more time with family or going on a walk. We want to do practical daily deposits.
I had found something today. Because I was keeping up for a while. We made these goals in the beginning of 2022.
Yeah.
And we made these goals, and we had a digital version I took and wrote it on a piece of paper, and I began to keep it with me. I kept it in the car, then I started putting it in my pocket, and I found it this morning. I was like, I have really hit some of those goals. Like, usually we make goals, and we just... So that...
Alone.
Yeah. Small wins. What mm-hmm. can look like... To get massive, you have to acquire small pieces first. Mm-hmm. It's small pieces to the puzzle that make the massive puzzle.
Yeah, they give you the masterpiece.
Right. So just seeing what you want, checking off what you want, being engaged, in tune with yourself, God, building, of course, your spiritual relationship with God, and setting your goals, accomplishing, making realistic goals. That's something else.
Smart goals.
I remember we used to do that. I think I did it in the past where I would write a check to myself. It's not that it wasn't smart. And it's not even...
The purpose of it was to visualize
right
what you want to see, just like we have vision boards.
But see, I was operating I'm not the same person today I am back then.
That you were back
then. That I was back then. Right. So I could see it, but I could only see that one moment, not the stuff that it took surrounding
the total package. Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Like, we're walking into 2022 with a global mindset. And when I say global, I mean holistic views.
my thoughts can't be contained to this one region, or my relationships can't be contained to this one region.
Yeah, because you do help local. We don't negate helping local, supporting local, but you also have to, as we love to say in school, think outside the box. Whatever your box is, think outside of it. Whether it's in finances, whether it's in business, whether it's in your home, like family life, think outside of the box and help to grow and produce more.
Think outside of the box until there is no box.
Think outside of the box till you outside of the box.
The box doesn't even exist anymore because
you outside of it.
You're too big for the
outside.
box. So not to be arrogant, but to be able to say, this is the work that I put in. I'm beginning to see the return on the investment.
For sure. So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Let us know if you like the new format. Let us know. We really are excited about this year. Just like we telling you guys to bounce back, we're here. We had to bounce back too. So let us know in the comments. Please leave us a 5-star review. Just share with us. Did you like the flow? I mean, we want to bring you guys something beneficial, but also educating, but also entertaining. Because we want you guys to enjoy yourself as you listen to Resilient Love.
And just general transparency.
So, all right. Well, anything else?
Oh, no. I think we hit all the markers.
With that being said, I'm about to bounce out. This has been another episode of Resilient Love. Peace.
Thank you to all listeners and subscribers. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube.
Leave us a 5-star review on Apple so that we can continue sharing Resilient Love. Thanks for listening.